could have made a heck of a lot more money at a lot of other places, and we were able to keep our kids home, and I think that was huge. And, you know, my hope is that we continue to build forward from an administration standpoint, from a university standpoint, that we continue to have the resources to be able to compete at a really high level, because player acquisition is going to be critical for any team to be successful.
Speaking of Big 12 success, Arizona State won the Big 12 championship last year. Well, coming up next, a star player in the WNBA goes down with an injury. We'll have an update for you coming up. This is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio.
We're winning back 50 states in 50 days. We're coming to your state, all 50 of them.
I'm Randy Scott in North Pole, Alaska.
Hello, I am in Rapid City, South Dakota.
The last time they let us out, it was here in Vegas.
SportsCenter, live from the World Police and Fire Game. Let's go!
An incredible celebration of everything that this country loves about sports.
More SportsCenter All Night coming up next.
Ready to level up? Chumba Casino is your playbook to fun. It's free to play with no purchase necessary. Enjoy hundreds of online social games like blackjack, slots, and solitaire. Anytime, anywhere with fresh releases every week. Whether you're at home or on the go, let Chumba Casino bring the excitement to you. Plus, get free daily login bonuses and a free welcome bonus. Join now for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Play Chumba Casino today. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. T&Cs apply.
Canty and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
Pat Costello and I'm Mahomes. Go ahead.
So if Mahomes only wins one more title, would we look at it as disappointing?
Stop. Please stop.
Yeah, I would say that's disappointing.
What?
I would say that's disappointing.
Because he's
based on how he started, that would be disappointing. I'm just gonna call it what it is. It'd be disappointing.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday mornings at 6 on 1050 ESPN. Stay on top of the game with the ESPN New York app. Listen live, enter exclusive contests, and enjoy all the play-by-play action.
Jalen Brunson delivers.
Don't miss our must-listen show features. Hear Chris Carlin get Chris'd off with Bart and Carlin.
I don't need that energy.
Listen to an attempt to stump Rothenberg on DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Bang!
Catch Michael K with Hit and Run all week long.
I gotta get more K.
And ENN with Don Hahn and Rosenberg. Download the ESPN New York app today and never miss a moment of your favorite sports.
City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
Well, to hit a home run, everything's got to line up perfectly, just like when you find the person you want to marry. When it's time to propose, well, do what I did. Visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers. From their beautiful 2 by London collection to custom designs for any budget, they make finding the perfect ring easy. Visit London Jewelers at any of their 6 locations and tell them I sent you for the Michael K. treatment. London Jewelers, getting it just right.
Hey New York! Welcome to the Happy Camp, presented by Scheffer-Hofer Grapefruit Beer, the refreshing blend of 50% Hefeweizen beer and 50% grapefruit juice. Here's your chance to win the ultimate Happy Camp for you and 5 friends. Join us in Miami Beach at the Kimpton Surf Comer Hotel for a sun-filled 3-day weekend, including a beach volleyball lesson, beachside pool party, and great food. All with an ice-cold, refreshing Scheffer-Hofer grapefruit in your hands. Visit www.schefferhoferhappycamp.com for rules and how to enter.
Don't miss Q. Weekdays from noon to 3 on 1050 ESPN and the ESPN New York app. This is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Judson Richards.
Sports Center all night, ESPN Radio. A couple of WNBA games to tell you about in just a moment. Also, our top sounds coming up. But first, a couple of notes from the NBA. Orlando Magic star Paolo Banchero agreed to a 5-year, $239 million maximum rookie contract extension that could climb all the way to $287 million. Banchero averaged a career-high 25.9 points this season. And Dallas Mavericks All-Star Anthony Davis underwent a procedure to repair a detached retina that he suffered during the season. Davis is expected to be healthy for training camp, his first with the Mavs since being dealt to Dallas in that monster trade that sent Luka Doncic to the Lakers. We'll get to those WNBA games in just a moment, but right now, time for our top sounds.
Sports Center all night.
Oh my goodness! Check it out on Sports Center tonight.
Today's top sound.
How good is that? Are you ready to take?
Number 5.
Judson, we start in the Bronx. The Yankees picked up a win over the Mariners despite another home run off the bat of Cal Raleigh. We get the call from Seattle Sports 7:10 a.m.
Here's the stretch by our lead man. The pitch swung on, well hit ball deep to right field, and there's number 36. Goodbye baseball into the second level. A 2-run drive off the bat of Cal Raleigh. His 36th home run of the season. He now surpasses Mike Piazza for the most home runs by a major league catcher with 129 in his first 5 years in the big leagues.
Number 4.
In San Diego, defense and pitching was the difference in the Padres win over the Diamondbacks. As we hear on 97.3 The Fan, Jackson Merrill was a big reason why the D-backs were shut out.
And a 2-1 to Carroll, lifted in the air to center field and deep. Merrill's going back. He is at the wall, leaps up, and he made the catch. Jackson Merrill over the wall in center field to take it away from Corbin Carroll and keep this game right where it's at. What a play by Jackson Merrill as he robs a homer for the second time in the last week.
Number 3.
In Boston, the Red Sox played at 10 to win over the Rockies for their 5th straight win, but also got some strong pitching, as we hear from WEEI 93.7 FM.
Bayo pitches, and a swing and a miss. He got him! Held on to by Wong, and with his 10th strikeout, Bayo pitches a complete game. 10-2, the Red Sox offense does it again, and their roll continues. 5 straight wins, and they are surging toward the break.
Number 2.
In Sacramento, and a rare inside-the-park home run for the leadoff spot by the A's against the Braves. The call on Talk 650 KTSE.
He delivers to the Atlanta product, and Butler is a deep drive, right center field. Eli White back at the track, turning, and it's off the wall. It's in play. Butler's at second. This might be an inside-the-park home run. He's at third, turning at third, losing his helmet, comes to the plate. There'll be no throw, and the kid from Atlanta on the first pitch of the bottom of the first inning hits an inside-the-park home run. How do you like that?
Number 1.
The Giants get a home run at the bottom of the ninth from Patrick Bailey after being down 3-1. They come back to beat the Phillies 4-3.
Patrick hits a high drive, deep right center field. This one is off the top of the wall, and it ricochets, and it's rolling on the warning track. 2 runs are in. Bailey coming around third. Patrick Bailey scores. It's an inside the park walk-off home run.
Ed, well done by you. That final call, by the way, courtesy of KNBR. Now to the WNBA, Las Vegas Aces and the New York Liberty in the Big Apple. This one's seen on ESPN. The Liberty 7-4 in the regular season games against Las Vegas since 2022. The most wins and best record of any team in that span against the Aces. But an injury scare for the Aces early on in this one.
Asia Wilson down and shaken up. Let's hope the 3-time MVP is okay. And a timeout taken as Asia Wilson received some attention on the floor. Natasha Cloud even over to help as Wilson remains down.
The call on ESPN, Wilson did not return to the game. Now to the fourth quarter we go. Knotted at 72, Liberty with the ball.
Ionescu off to Phoebus, 6 to shoot. Into Stewart, 3 to shoot. Stewart twists it in. Here's Ionescu, got hit,
opportunity for Sabrina Ionescu to make the right decision. Gets a step on Young, gets by her, finishes, flexes.
Ionescu scored 28 points to lead the New York Liberty to an 87-78 victory. She joined ESPN's Holly Rowe after the game.
2 starters out in this game. How did this team fight through that and find a way to get a tough win?
Oh, man, we had to grind and dig deep. Obviously, we were down some key pieces, but this was a total team win, and we believe in each other, and thank you guys for believing in us.
You did believe in your teammates today. You're passing 8 assists. How were you able to balance your scoring with also finding your teammates doing a great job with your assisting game?
Yeah, I mean, just trying to get downhill and continue to drive and kick. Obviously, entrusting my teammates to continue to make the right reads, and I feel like we dug really deep today and super happy to get a win.
The other WNBA game, 2 teams under 500, Washington Mystics hosting the Chicago Sky. Shakira Austin scored 15 points, including 2 free throws with 2.8 seconds left. Mystics take down the Sky 81-79 on the campus of George Mason University. Well, ESPN radio host Ken LaVicka on game night reacted to Caitlin Clark not picking Angel Reese for her All-Star team, and he says it was good marketing.
Caitlin Clark, if there's one thing she knows, that's how to market the WNBA. She understands the brand, her brand, and I think she understands Angel Reese's brand. Caitlin Clark did the only thing that she could do, and that's not select Angel Reese, because there has to be, in a WNBA All-Star game, Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. It is the storyline, the prominent storyline. Well done, Caitlin Clark not picking Angel Reese.
You've been listening to Sports Center all night. That will do it for us. For our producer, Josh Kapke, our technical director, Jake Bosen, I'm Judson Richards. Unsportsmanlike is next. You're listening to ESPN Radio.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Wednesday, last year, Canty said that Anthony Richardson is on the same level as C.J. Stroud. But can he get it right this year? We'll talk about it on Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text KICK to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text KICK to 42424. That's KICK to 42424.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Is Joe and Q.
That's how LeBron has to approach it. Every single year he plays has to be about winning a championship. In year 23, yeah, he's not worried about building for the future, but the Lakers as an organization, they do have the responsibility to set this team up for success long term, and they made that move for Luka. Clearly it wasn't just a one-year rental, but how do you keep both sides happy? It's very difficult to win now and prepare for the future.
Joe and Q. Weekdays at noon on 1050 ESPN, New York.
Ready to level up? Chumba Casino is your playbook to fun. It's free to play with no purchase necessary. Enjoy hundreds of online social games like blackjack, slots, and solitaire anytime, anywhere with fresh releases every week. Whether you're at home or on the go, let Chumba Casino bring the excitement to you. Plus, get free daily login bonuses and a free welcome bonus. Join now for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Play Chumba Casino today. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21+. TNCs apply.
Friends, it's summer, and you should be out there enjoying it. But if you're living with neck pain, back pain, sciatica, or nerve pain, that can feel impossible. You don't have to keep living that way. There's help. Dr. Shaw at Sandwell Pain is New Jersey's top pain specialist. Dr. Shaw is an Ivy League trained, double board certified, and he's dedicated to helping you feel better. And here's what makes the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication, just precise, non-surgical image-guided procedures that get real results so you can get back to the life you love. Dr. Shaw treats neck pain, back pain, joint pain, migraines, nerve pain, sciatica, and he builds a plan that is right for you. Same day and next day appointments are available, and with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, relief is never far away. So don't wait, and don't let pain steal another day of your life. Go to SandwellPain.com to text, call, or book online. SandwellPain.com. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today. Most major insurances are accepted.
Get to Citi Field when the New York Mets take on the Cincinnati Reds, Friday, July 18th through Sunday, July 20th. Stay after Friday's game for a spectacular fireworks show. On Saturday, witness history as David Wright's number 5 is retired and he's inducted into the Mets Hall of Fame in a pregame ceremony presented by New York Presbyterian. And on Sunday, their first 15,000 fans will receive a David Wright bobblehead from New York Presbyterian. Don't miss this exciting weekend. Get your tickets at .com/tickets.
1050 ESPN New York. The biggest names and the biggest games. WEPN New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
This is Unsportsmanlike.
I went to St. Bart's for a friend's birthday. It was a great, great time. I had never been there before. And people had warned me, hey, you're going to have to take like a 10, 15-minute little tiny plane to get to St. Bart's. And it's kind of a rough ride. And I wasn't really thinking about it. I'm not afraid of flying. I was like, okay, no big deal. Getting on this plane that looks like it was made in 1932. It has no air conditioning. It's very loosey-goosey when you get on the plane. There's no like, hey, let's talk about weight distribution. Let's talk about where we're putting the luggage. It's like, get on in there. Good luck. Welcome into Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPN News, Sirius XM, Channel 80, and the ESPN apps. Unsportsmanlike is presented by Progressive Insurance. Cars, home, boats, motorcycles, RVs, and more. Visit Progressive.com. Alongside our Super Bowl champion, Chris Canty, I'm Michelle Smallman. And CC, I did survive the flight. I survived that tiny little plane from St. Martin to St. Bart's, which I know sounds like an insufferable thing to say out loud.
Such a hard life for you, Smalls. Hard knock life for Michelle Smallman. Small plane on the way to St. Bart's.
Okay, but I think about...
Play the world's smallest violin for you.
I know. Do not feel sad for me. I survived. I'm a survivor here. But I did think about you on that plane.
With the Destiny's Child in the background.
That's right. T.I., come on in for the remix. But I thought about you on that plane, CC, because I could barely fit in there.
Yeah.
I don't know how someone like you,
I don't
who's
know
a
how
taller
I made
person.
it to, and I have been to St. Bart's before. I don't know how I made it on that plane, how we got there,
Yes.
but it was a great time once I was there.
But you went on that little plane with no air conditioning and no weight distribution.
Yeah, it's a little sketch. It's a puddle jumper for sure. It's a puddle jumper.
Yeah.
When you can reach and touch both sides of the plane, it's not a settling feeling.
No, it is definitely
Think about
not.
it. If you can reach your arms out and touch both sides of the plane,
Yes, I
that's
didn't
a
think about
problem.
that.
That's a problem.
I didn't think about that, and you're right.
Not a good thing.
It's not a good thing, but we survived.
No,
We are
we
here.
survived. We survived. We made
I haven't
it.
seen you in a while. How have you been?
I've been pretty good. I feel away because you were with Harry and Freddie yesterday. And, we got show beef.
We
I
do.
don't know if they explained it to you.
They did not.
We got some show beef.
Hold on. I didn't know
This is a long-standing show beef, and I
Fill me
just
in.
can't believe that you were so cavalier in terms of driving the show yesterday and being with the enemy.
But
It
I
made
didn't
me
know.
feel some type of way.
But as my teammate, you have to tell me who our mutual enemies are.
Well, yeah, but I would expect that the guys in Vegas East
Mm-hmm.
would let you be informed that we got an issue with Freddie and Harry.
They didn't tell me, guys.
Not just with sports takes, but just in general. We got an issue with them.
Okay, so what are the issues?
Well, they were openly campaigning on the air to have you part of that show and not this show anymore.
Well, that I don't think is what Cece's talking about.
It's
is
not, but you seem pretty quick to want to jump on board with that.
It? No, I just said
Seemed
I
like
love
you wanted
them both.
to jump over to that show.
Wow, look at Pat stirring it up at 6:02 a.m.
Well, Freddie calls him King Mixer.
He is the king.
Yeah, but I mean, we
What's the
got.
beef?
I mean, there's several things. I think it's too lengthy to outline right now. Maybe I have to come up with a Candy Power ranking. Top 5
please.
reasons why we got show beef with Freddie and Harry.
I want that.
But we do have
Number
beef.
5.
It's a real thing.
Oh, okay.
And the fact that you were just so comfortable, so cavalier, yucking it up with them yesterday.
We were
I don't know,
yucking
made me
it up.
feel away. Made me feel away. I wasn't sure what kind of attitude I would come into this studio this morning with towards you.
Well, why don't we squash our beef? Because I didn't know that I needed to support you in your beef.
Okay, but I just need you to ride for Unsportsmanlike. And if we got an issue with Freddie and Harry, if one person on this show has an issue with Freddie and Harry, we all got an issue with Freddie and Harry.
That's right.
Yeah.
Your issues are my issues.
And it's not just
And
the
vice
bad
versa.
sports takes.
Okay, so you're gonna ride with me on any beefs I have then?
Yes.
Well, you know who I can't stand? It's the Kroenke family.
Oh.
So we got beef with them.
Yeah.
And that includes the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah.
And they're in the news. They are in the news. And maybe it will work to my
Josh Kroenke
advantage.
like them headlines, don't he? Josh Kroenke like them headlines.
I don't know why they would want these headlines.
He loves the sound of his own voice.
I don't know why he would want these headlines, but the Denver Nuggets are in the news again because their superstar Nikola Jokic, he will not seek a contract extension this summer, delaying talks until next summer, a league source confirmed to us here at ESPN yesterday. Jokic has 3 years remaining on a 5-year, $276 million contract extension that he signed back in the summer of 2022. He's, of course, a 3-time MVP. He has a player option, and the final year of the deal worth $62.8 million in 2027, 2028, but he is eligible to sign a 3-year, $200 million extension up until October 20th. That's according to our Bobby Marks. Now, CC, people are maybe trying to read into this. Is he wanting to explore his options? Is he wanting to see what Denver does to continue to build around him as far as a contender is concerned? Is this about the financials? Well, by waiting until the 2026 offseason to work on an extension, Jokic is able to add a 4th year at an additional $77 million. So there is financial benefits for him to wait in order to negotiate this deal. But when you first saw this, that he's not going to seek a contract extension this summer and that it's still going to be a little bit of gray area between he and the Denver Nuggets, what was your reaction?
My reaction was it's something to watch because on its face, it's about the financials. You're talking about him having 2 years with $104 million left on that deal. He's eligible this offseason to sign a 3-year, $212 million extension, but if he waits a year, it'll be a 4-year, $282 million extension next summer. So it comes down to the reality that it's more money for Jokic if he waits. But there's also risk involved for the Denver Nuggets if he does wait in terms of seeing how close the Denver Nuggets are to competing for a title in the Western Conference. When you look at everything that's happened around the West this offseason with Kevin Durant going to Houston and the Oklahoma City Thunder winning the championship, the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Golden State Warriors, the Dallas Mavericks, San Antonio Spurs, all of these teams are going to be vying for Western Conference supremacy. And so when Nikola Jokic puts it on the record at the end of last season that he's frustrated because of the lack of depth on his team, not allowing them to compete at the highest level, the starters not having enough gas at the end of the season when the games matter the most, the organization was put on notice. That was the first shot. This is the second one. And it's got to be an unsettling feeling if you're Josh Kroenke, if you're a part of the KSC group, and you're going into next summer with Nikola Jokic not having signed an extension.
Right.
Because now you're a year away from true free agency. Now, we know he's not going to get to free agency. Whether he ends up staying in Denver or he goes somewhere else, it'll ultimately be a sign and trade because he'll force his way out. But as you get closer to that true free agency date, the pressure ratchets up on the Denver Nuggets in order to appease Jokic and make him feel like they are going to do right by him while he's in the heart of his prime. You are talking about a player that's 30 years old and is a 3-time MVP. He is at the height of his powers. He is the best player in the world, period.
Period.
There is no shortage of teams that will want him. Listen, if the Denver Nuggets put him on the trading block, you're talking about 29 other teams calling him, seeing what's up.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, like that's the reality of the situation that they're in, which makes it even more maddening why Josh Kroenke, a couple of weeks ago, would mention the God forbid of having to trade number 15.
Yeah.
Why would you needle Nikola Jokic when he already doesn't see eye to eye with the organization in terms of roster composition? You fired the general manager. You fired the head coach that he won a ring with. I feel like it's a huge amount of pressure on the Denver Nuggets going into this season to make this roster work. Now, they didn't sit on their hands this offseason. They went out and they traded for Cam Johnson.
Yep.
They got Jonas Valanciunas, a backup center that can spell Jokic 10 to 15 minutes a game. You brought back Bruce Brown. You got THJ. You already have Christian Braun. You know, you got Zeke Nnaji. So you have more depth on your bench now than you did at the end of last year, but they've got to make it work. It's not just about being able to put names on the roster. It's about this group coming together and playing well as a team. So there's a huge amount of pressure on Josh Kroenke. There's a huge amount of pressure on their front office. There's a huge amount of pressure on first-year head coach David Adelman. So they've got to find a way to make this work, and it's got to work this season. Because if it doesn't, I think there's a very real scenario where we're talking about Nikola Jokic forcing his way out. Now, again, on its face, I think the decision by Jokic's camp was all about trying to maximize the dollar figure, make as much money as you can.
Yeah, that additional $77 million in the fourth year.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, it's the difference between a 3-year, $212 million extension and a 4-year, $282 million extension.
Totally.
That's a big difference.
Totally.
That's a big difference. But at the same time, it's also a situation where the Denver Nuggets feel like they're on probation for Nikola Jokic to finish his career there. Because if they don't close the gap between where they're at and OKC, then all of a sudden, I think we're entertaining a scenario next summer where Nikola Jokic is thinking about what the best fit for him is for the twilight of his career.
Well, you mentioned those comments from Nuggets president and ownership Josh Kroenke, and this was back on June 24th when he was talking about the concerns that the organization had around the second apron and how it pertains to Nikola Jokic. Here's what he had to say to jog our memory.
For us as an organization, going into that second apron is not necessarily something that we're scared of. I think that there are rules around it that we needed to be very careful of with our injury history. The wrong person gets injured, and very quickly you're into a scenario where that I never want to have to contemplate, and that's trade number 15. And so, we're very conscious of that pushing forward and, providing the resources that we can when the moment arrives. But that second apron, is it a hard cap? I'm not 100% sure, but it's something that teams are obviously very aware of.
Cece, it's been a couple weeks since we first heard that soundbite from Josh Kroenke, and I still can't believe that he would even say those words out loud about entertaining a world where number 15 would not be with the Denver Nuggets organization. But you make a good point in the fact that not only is Jokic waiting because it's financially beneficial for him if he waits, but this is an organization in flux. You have a new head coach, you have a new front office, you're tinkering with different pieces around him, and he's also deciding, okay, not only am I going to wait and figure out how this is going to benefit me financially, but I need to see how this plays out. I need to see what this new regime and this new look Denver Nuggets team is going to look like, and if it's going to be a place for me to actually be able to compete for championships moving forward. And if you're the Denver Nuggets organization, you need to make sure that he feels supported and that he feels like this is a place long-term where he can get the job done.
This is just another layer, Smalls, and I agree with everything that you said. This is just another layer that highlights how little the margin of error is for Josh Kroenke in the Denver Nuggets organization. You're already in a stacked Western Conference. You look at the regular season last year, you're talking about the 2 through 8 seeds being separated by a total of 4 games. And we're not talking about teams like the Dallas Mavericks or the San Antonio Spurs being amongst that group. And those teams figure to be in the mix this year. So you don't have any margin for error when it comes to mistakes, missteps, not putting the very best group that you possibly can around Jokic so they can contend. So there's that element to it. But now you're talking about Nikola Jokic essentially putting the organization on notice twice. Talking about the lack of depth, then talking about not signing a contract extension until next summer, even though he's eligible this summer. Again, I'm not saying that we got to go all the way to DEFCON 1, but this is something that made you raise an eyebrow when you saw the news yesterday. And off the heels of what the owner said a couple of weeks ago, if we get to next summer and Jokic has not signed a contract extension, then all of a sudden the trade talk about him moving on goes to a fever pitch.
He's our Super Bowl champion, Chris Canty. I'm Michelle Smallman, and we're talking about how there's a lot of pressure on the Denver Nuggets to make sure that they are putting Nikola Jokic in a position to contend, as he's the best player in the world, and they want to maximize having him on in the organization. But the Knicks introduced their new head coach yesterday. Does he have more pressure on him than anyone in the NBA or anyone in sports, period, to get the job done? We're going to talk about it next. It's Unsportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance.
We're winning back 50 states in 50 days. We're coming to your state, all 50 of them.
I'm Randy Scott in North Pole, Alaska.
Hello, I am in Rapid City, South Dakota.
The last time they let us out, it was here in Vegas.
Sports Center, live from the World Police and Fire Game. Let's go!
An incredible celebration of everything that this country loves about sports.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
Oh, I can't believe we blew a 5-touchdown lead.
Sure, but you got to feel like they were going to win for almost the entire game.
But I was about to buy playoff tickets.
So you were prepared for a good time. That's pretty nice.
It's the worst loss any team has ever had.
And you got to witness history.
Okay, we're done here.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
It's time for the pro to get everything for the job delivered. Large orders of lumber, doors, windows, paint, plumbing, anything the job needs, all from one partner. Get it today with same-day delivery. Get it tomorrow with next-day delivery on 50,000 plus products. Or get it on your timeline with scheduled delivery on everything from framing to flooring. It's time to get your whole job, all your jobs delivered. Ask about all our new delivery options at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
Is Freddie and Harry on 1050 ESPN.
Would I take Prime Rodgers over Prime Patrick Mahomes? Maybe just a little bit. But I think Patrick Mahomes' prime will last a little bit longer than Aaron Rodgers' prime when it's all said and done. But the one thing he will not have over Patrick Mahomes, he's been less than prime in the playoffs against inferior quarterbacks when it comes to Aaron Rodgers.
Check out more from Freddie and Harry. Weekdays at 3 on 1050 ESPN.
Ready to level up? Chumba Casino is your playbook to fun. It's free to play with no purchase necessary. Enjoy hundreds of online social games like blackjack, slots, and solitaire. Anytime, anywhere with fresh releases every week. Whether you're at home or on the go, let Chumba Casino bring the excitement to you. Plus, get free daily login bonuses and a free welcome bonus. Join now for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Play Chumba Casino today. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. T&Cs apply.
Hey, New York! Welcome to the Happy Camp, presented by Scheffer-Hofer Grapefruit Beer, the refreshing blend of 50% Hefeweizen beer and 50% grapefruit juice. Here's your chance to win the ultimate Happy Camp for you and 5 friends. Join us in Miami Beach at the Kimpton Surf Comer Hotel for a sun-filled 3-day weekend, including a beach volleyball lesson, beachside pool party, and great food. All with an ice-cold, refreshing Scheffer-Hofer grapefruit in your hands. Visit www.schefferhoferhappycamp.com for rules and how to enter.
Games, the biggest games. They're all right here. This is 1050 ESPN, New York.
This is Unsportsmanlike.
Breaking NBA news, the Knicks are expected to hire 2-time NBA Coach of the Year and 4-time NBA champion as an assistant, Mike Brown.
They're getting somebody where all the laughing is stopping. They got a quality head coach who's been through all the battles and is going to walk in and command respect.
Well, I respect the hell out of Mike Brown. I will honestly tell you it lacks sizzle, but certainly not credentials.
I don't think Mike Brown lasts 2 years in this job. If they don't reach the NBA Finals, he is gone within 2 years.
It is Unsportsmanlike here on ESPN Radio. I'm Michelle Smallman alongside Chris Canty. And CC, the Knicks got their guy. It's official. Mike Brown, the 32nd coach in team history. He looked the part yesterday, navy blue suit. He had the Knicks pin on the lapel. Said all the right things at the press conference, but now it's time to get to work. He talked about that yesterday, too. Oh, he's making a concerted effort to take his fiancée to all the different restaurants in New York City now because he knows once the fall happens that he's not going to have a lot of time to spend with her because he understands the task at hand that he has with the New York Knicks. Of course, when you become the coach of any organization, you want to bring home a championship, but this is an organization that is coming off an Eastern Conference Finals berth for the first time in a quarter century, and that was not good enough for them, and they moved on from Tom Thibodeau. They called almost every head coach currently employed in the NBA and said, "You up?" And they got the stiff arm from them. And they finally find their guy in Mike Brown. But he knows that the only thing that will be acceptable for this organization and their fan base is to hang a banner. Here's what Mike Brown had to say yesterday at his introductory news conference.
Our goal, starting with Mr. Dolan, to Leon, to the players, all the way down to the fans, is to build a sustainable winning culture that produces championships. That's why I'm here. I'm fortunate to know what it takes to create that success. A lot of hard work, a high level of commitment, and a focus on today.
So he understands what the goal is, CC. And most coaches, when they step into a role like that, understand that they have a certain amount of runway to get it done.
Yeah.
Mike Brown acknowledged yesterday that the expectations are to win now and that he's embracing that. Here's what he had to say.
Nobody has any bigger expectations, first of all, than I do. My expectations are high. But I mean, this is the Knicks. I talked about Madison Square Garden being iconic. I love and embrace the expectations that come along with it. So I'm looking forward to it.
He's loving and embracing the expectations that are coming along with this organization, CC. But is it too much? Is it too much expectation on him before he's even coached a game as the head coach of the New York Knicks to say it's championship or bust?
Well, I'm not going to say it's too much. The job is the job. And it sounds like he's fully aware that the bar couldn't be higher in terms of what he has to accomplish given the roster that he inherited from Tom Thibodeau. Now, I think that when it comes to the impetus for the Knicks to move on from Tibbs, it was about being more collaborative with the front office, with Leon Rose. And Mike Brown made sure in his introductory press conference to mention that he wants to work hand in glove with Leon Rose. It's too hard to do it by yourself. You got to be working with people. So I think it's a focus that we've seen across sports, but specifically in this situation, where the individuals in the front office want to be more collaborative with the coaching staff. And I actually understand the logic, even though I disagree with the dismissal of Tibbs, because if you look at this New York Knicks team, it's supposed to be an offensive-led roster, right? It's an offensive team. That's the identity based on the players that they've been able to assemble. Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns are never going to be noted as world beaters on the defensive end. We can all agree on that.
Absolutely.
But the problem with what we saw from the New York Knicks is that they were mid, the definition of mid, for the majority of the regular season and postseason, right? From January 1st until the end of the postseason, the New York Knicks ranked 16th in offense. 16th.
Wow.
So even though they finished with a top 5 offense on the season, they ranked 16th in offense from January 1st to the end of the regular season. Couple that with the fact that your starting 5 had a net negative during that same span. So when we talk about ratings for your starting 5, they were a net negative. So you got a net negative rating, and you have the 16th ranked offense from January 1st until when you got bounced by the Indiana Pacers. That ain't good enough.
No.
Not for an offensive-led team. And so that's going to be the challenge for Mike Brown and Leon Rose to figure out how they can get that turned around, how this team can play their best ball, especially on the offensive end, when the games matter the most. And I think that's the part of this job that becomes tricky, because it feels like the New York Knicks and Leon Rose are pot committed to the roster as constituted. They filled out their bench. They got Yabusele, a big from the Sixers. They ended up getting Jordan Clarkson. So they've got other reliable veterans that they can pull off the bench. So hopefully that helps to keep your starters fresh throughout the regular season so they're not spent once they get in the playoffs. But make no mistake about it, there's going to have to be some tinkering in terms of their offensive philosophy, their defensive strategy, if this team is going to be able to get to where they want to go. Now, they got the benefit of some good fortune because of everything that's going around them in the Eastern Conference and things being in flux. But this is not going to be a layup by any stretch for the New York Knicks, because teams like the Atlanta Hawks, the Orlando Magic, the Detroit Pistons, who had a long series with the Knicks in round 1, those teams are coming.
No doubt.
Those teams are not sitting on their hands. So, yeah, this is a very high bar for Mike Brown to clear, and the expectations are even loftier than you would expect for a team that finished in the Final Four, just because of all the flux that's happening with the top-end teams in the East.
So with all that being said, that the organization is not sitting on their hands. They're saying getting to the Eastern Conference Finals is not good enough. We fire Tibbs. We bring you in. We think that the personnel we have is good enough to bring home a chip. Oh, and by the way, it seems like the road has been cleared to some degree. The path has been cleared for us to get to the championship in an easier way because of everything that's happening in the East, as you mentioned. With all of that being said, is there anyone in the NBA that has more pressure on him than Mike Brown to bring home a championship this year?
More pressure in the NBA? Starting to look at Cleveland a little sideways. Starting to look at Kenny Atkinson a little sideways. He's done a great job in terms of getting the foundation set with a really young core, but starting to look at Cleveland now, gaudy regular season record, best record in the East, second best record in the entire NBA. We were wondering who the best team in the league was, Cleveland or OKC, even at the end of the regular season. We were having that conversation.
Absolutely. They were amazing.
And so if you're the Cleveland Cavaliers, it feels like it's on a silver platter for you. This is the time to assert yourself with Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, and others. This is the time to put your foot on the gas. So it feels like Kenny Atkinson in the Eastern Conference has a lot of pressure on him. It's not quite the same as Joe Mazzulla did in his first couple of years in Boston, but it's going that direction when you look at how well constructed the Cleveland Cavaliers roster is.
When we talk about the pressure on the Knicks because of the circumstances that have unfolded in the East, we don't apply that to Cleveland in the same manner. And we should.
Yeah.
Based on their personnel, based on how dominant they were throughout the regular season, why aren't we putting more pressure on Cleveland? Why is it on the Knicks' shoulders?
Because we don't trust them. Without LeBron James on that team, we don't trust the Cavs. That's just the reality of the situation.
It always comes
and
back to LeBron.
And it's so unfair to the guys there because, listen, Darius Garland and Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell, those are all-stars, right? Jared Allen is a really, really good player. I mean, we just don't attribute that same ceiling to the Cleveland Cavaliers as we do some of the other teams in the NBA that had 50-plus wins. We just don't. And so I think that the Cavs, we're looking at them and we're saying, this is the time that you need to step up. If there was ever an opportunity with the Boston Celtics down, the New York Knicks switching head coaches, everything that's going on, Milwaukee influx with the Damian Lillard injury and everything that they've done this offseason to try to keep Giannis, the Pacers with Tyrese Halliburton being hurt. If you're the Cleveland Cavaliers, if not now, when? When is it going to happen? If you don't do it now, when? If you don't get out of the East now, when is it going to happen? So I would say that Mike Brown has a ton of pressure, but not the most pressure in the East and certainly not the most pressure in the NBA.
Does that go to Ime Udoka?
He's in the conversation. Now that you got Kevin Durant, you're in the conversation.
I know it's a tough West, but you bring in Kevin Durant, all of a sudden that seat gets a little hotter. Not that he's going anywhere.
He's in the conversation.
He absolutely is. He's Chris Canty. I'm Michelle Smallman. It's Unsportsmanlike here on ESPN Radio. And coming up next, Canty's going to hate this. It's time to go back and revisit one of his takes from last year, and it is a doozy. Trust me when I tell you it's a doozy. But first, Cece has this from Vivid Seats.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Saturday on ESPN Radio.
A home run for Aaron Judge.
The NL Central leading Cubs face Aaron Judge and the Yankees.
Saturday is game day, yeah.
Coverage begins Saturday at 12:30 Eastern with first pitch at 1:05 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Presented by Progressive Insurance.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could it be lower testosterone?
Lower T.
Happens to most guys after 40. I was in the same boat until I started using Nugenix Total T2.
Total T2, the new one I've seen on TV.
Yep, it's the next generation testosterone booster for both free and total testosterone. It's packed with even more man-boosting power, sending nitric oxide levels skyrocketing in just 3 hours.
It actually works?
I feel like I'm in my 20s again. I've got more energy, better results in the gym, and things are even better in the bedroom. Send them a text and get a complimentary bottle.
Text now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the #1 testosterone brand at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, absolutely free. Text CASH to 231231. CASH to 231231. CASH to 231231.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is Clinton and Friends.
The New York Knicks had fired Tom Thibodeau after 5 seasons for reasons that I'm still just not sure I understand. I don't like this move from a just plain karma standpoint. Thibodeau's the only coach in Knicks history to improve the team's win percentage in 3 successive seasons. The only one.
Don't miss Clinton and Friends. Weekdays from 10 to noon on 1050 ESPN. New York.
Ready to level up? Chumba Casino is your playbook to fun. It's free to play with no purchase necessary. Enjoy hundreds of online social games like blackjack, slots, and solitaire anytime, anywhere with fresh releases every week. Whether you're at home or on the go, let Chumba Casino bring the excitement to you. Plus, get free daily login bonuses and a free welcome bonus. Join now for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Play Chumba Casino today. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. T&Cs apply.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, New Jersey, game on, get spiked. Introducing Spiked Aid, a bold vodka-based, ready-to-drink canned cocktail that's zero sugar, gluten-free, only 100 calories, and no bubbles. It's crisp, clean, refreshing, and at 4.5% ABV is always ready for fun, no matter where you are or what you're doing. Available in 4 bold flavors: electric blue, electric red, electric orange, and electric green. You bring the hustle, Spiked Aid brings the flavor. Spiked Aid, powered by vodka, for the competitor in you. Please enjoy responsibly. Spiked Inc., Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Get ready for a breakthrough in tennis at the U.S. Open. The reimagined Mixed Doubles Championship brings tennis superstars together in an exciting new event. See the top players team up together like never before. Carlos Alcaraz with Emma Raducanu, Frances Tiafoe with Madison Keys, and many more. They're all battling for the official Grand Slam Mixed Doubles title August 19th and 20th. Get your tickets now at usopen.org.
Looking for unbeatable selection and flavor? Get to Wild Fork Foods, your go-to for the widest variety of meats and seafood at wild prices. From premium beef and poultry to fresh seafood, pork, and even exotic and game meats, over 450 options, all blast frozen to lock in flavor and nutrients. Visit one of the 6 convenient locations across Long Island and North Jersey, including their newest store in East Hanover, or order online for same-day delivery at wildforkfoods.com. Wild Fork Foods, quality meat, wild prices.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Clinton. Weekdays from 10 to noon